What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pleeka. I'm Jerome. Today we're talking about the new Doctor Who Christmas special, The Church on Ruby Road. Long ago on Christmas Eve, a baby was abandoned in the snow. Today, Ruby Sunday meets the Doctor, goblins, stolen babies, and perhaps the secret of her birth. Man, it's so nice having Doctor Who back again. I know I said this in my last video for the specials, but it's just so nice to have. Like, I watched the episode. I'm excited to see it. When it's over, I have theories and questions, and it's just an exciting time to have Doctor Who back. Unfortunately, we have to wait a couple months for the new season, but I'm excited. So this is our first episode. Really, I mean, we got him in the third special, but this is our first episode with our new Doctor, the 15th Doctor, Ncuti Gatwa, and Millie Gibson, and they both blew it out of the park. Instantly felt like Doctor Who vibes from both of them. Good companion, where the thing I like about good Doctor Who stories, I feel like, or at least good Doctor Who and companion storylines, is the companion kind of takes over the show a little bit, and then the Doctor brings them on journeys, but we're kind of in this thing, we're following to find out who Ruby's parents are and what happened with her and all that. And then we also have some Doctor mysteries going on. They've done that good with Rose and Amy and a couple other companions as well, but they're instantly doing that well with her. So I really, really like that. I'm already invested in her 100%. It's especially kind of cool too that we're going to get to see a companion hang out with another companion's daughter. I don't think that's happened before, so that'll be exciting in the next season as well. But anyways, let's get into this episode. So in the beginning of this episode, Ruby's mom is dropping her off at the church, and that's we get introduced to our first mystery of this new series of Doctor Who. Who is Ruby's mom? I have seen a lot of theories online that Ruby could possibly be her own mom and dropping herself off, or possibly even Ruby as Mrs. Flood. All that sounds pretty nuts to me, to be completely honest, but it's kind of fun. I love that there's something fun to theorize about with Doctor Who again. We have the tooth from the last special, the red nail polish. Now we have who's Mrs. Flood. Maybe they're connected. I don't know. I do feel like Mrs. Flood is almost there to watch Ruby, so I kind of get the connection that could be her mother. But other than that, I have no idea. So I'm looking forward to this Ruby, who her parents are plot. That could be really fun. But so then after we get Ruby dropped off at the church, we get a little time jump to December 1st of this year, I believe. And she's doing a TV interview to try to find out where her parents come from. It's they're talking about her being found, and the lady's like, with the show, we try to find your parents. And then, spoiler, they don't find shit because there's no trace of her parents, which is so crazy. I love that little detail. That's such a little Doctor Who thing where it's what do you mean there's no trace of my parents anywhere in the world? I love that. That also does play into the fact that she could be her own parent or her own mom. I feel like that could be a little bit like Amelia Pond, River Song, mom and daughter kind of thing, where she's her own mom and daughter. So then after her TV interview, goblins kind of ruined that. They made lights fall down on her and shit, which, by the way, I fucking love the goblins in this. We'll get to the goblin song, but they were so fun in this. But because of that, they make everybody kind of start having bad luck. The TV interviewer is starting to have bad luck. Ruby's having a ton of bad luck. A little snowman's gonna fall on her. It almost falls on a lady selling roses, and the Doctor saves her. And then we get a cute little moment with the Doctor and this policeman who has to report, the crime that just happened with the snowman falling and all that. And he tells him that the girl he's gonna propose to is gonna say yes, and he knows it because his sonic screwdriver detected the ring and all that, wibbly wobbly shit. But that was cute. I liked that little moment with the guy, and the guy walked away all happy because she's gonna say yes. That was sweet. So now we're at where I have some questions about Mrs. Flood. So when you first see her, she is angry at the neighbor about the police box being in the road, and she's like, "Hey, why'd you put this here? I can't walk there. You're always doing this stuff to me."
Have you seen what he's done? Putting that there?
Well, what makes you think it was me?
Because you've never liked me.
And then a little bit later on, she sees the TARDIS disappear, and from that moment, she's instantly a weird character. She can break the fourth wall. She's watching the TARDIS quite a bit and watching watching Ruby and the Doctor, and it's very interesting. I have a lot of questions about what happened with her. I feel like that we missed something. Something happened in this episode's timeline of stuff that we just didn't see, I feel like, because she's a different person at the end of the episode.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Abdul.
Never seen a TARDIS before.
So Ruby and her mom and her mom's mom, I think, are all adopting another baby, or they're gonna foster a newborn baby, a newborn on Christmas Eve. We get their coincidence. A lot of coincidences start happening, which then bring the goblins to come steal the baby. But before we get into that, I thought this was very odd in the episode when the mom takes a picture of Lulubelle. Why is it almost Jigsaw is taking a picture and she slams it on the fridge? That was creepy. I don't know, the music they put in there was odd.
Smile!
There you go.
Welcome to the family, Lulu.
I also have a question. Does the Davina, like, interview lady, does she die originally with the Christmas tree falling on her? Because she's talking to Ruby and the Christmas tree falls, and then, like, 30 minutes later in the episode, the doctor shows back up and catches the tree and saves her because he says he forgot something. Like, did she die originally? And he's like, don't worry, I'll get her later. Like, that just seemed odd to me, that the order of that happening. So the goblins steal the baby. Ruby ends up on the roof. The doctor jumps in the ladder. We've all seen that in the trailer. But then he pulls out his intelligent gloves and it just lets them hang on without having to, like, deal with any of the weight and all that stuff. It's actually a fun moment where you get, like, a good, like, clear listen of the new Doctor score, which I love the music in these specials so far. And they get sucked up into the goblin ship, and then now the Doctor has to learn the language of luck and ropes, and, you know, I'm not gonna pretend like I understood all that, but, you know, he's figuring it out, and he's doing Doctor Who stuff and pulling it down, so he's saving the day, you know. But so that they go to the ventilation shaft, Die Hard style. They end up finding the goblins, getting ready to eat the baby, singing the Goblin song, the Goblin King song, whatever it's called. And oh my god, is the Goblin song amazing. I love every second of that. I hope we have more fun shit like that in store for us upcoming in Doctor Who. Just singing about devouring a baby, and like the one girl's like, oh, he could eat me, he's so divine, or whatever, like just excited to get eaten by the Goblin King and shit. I loved it. That was so fun. So the Doctor and Ruby end up singing. They fall out of the ventilation shaft. They sing along with the goblins, and then they escape with the gloves and the baby. And then once they get home, they're trying to stop a whole bunch of coincidences. But then the mom comes in and she's like, I want to eat the baby. It's so cute. And like the Doctor like reveals to them he's adopted as well, and he was a foundling. And she's like, oh, just like Ruby, that's a coincidence. And so many coincidences start happening. It allows the goblins to go back and take Ruby as a baby, and then it puts them into like an alternate reality where the mom's like only takes kids because for money, and her mom doesn't even remember Ruby, and nobody does. All the pictures on the fridge are gone, so the Doctor has to time travel back to save Ruby as a baby by impaling the goblin's ship into the church. Well, that was dope. I like that moment when he's just pulling the fucking ship down and slams it into the church. I am kind of curious how the goblins work, because it kind of seemed like a magic kind of thing where like once he impaled them into the church, they like faded away, you know? And so it's like, is it magic? Like, I don't know, that just seemed kind of weird to me. Like, I get because they didn't want to like demolish the church and have remnants of it or whatever, so it's kind of like a perfect way to get rid of that. But I was curious how that works. But so after doing that, he ends up running back to his TARDIS, and he sees Ruby's mom walking away from where she just previously dropped her off, which also, that kind of confused me with the timing, because like he saved the baby going up to a goblin ship, pulled it down like while she was leaving the place. Timing seemed odd on that, but I'll accept it. But he doesn't go fucking like peek and see who it is. A little like he's looking at her and he has a very sad look on his face, and I wish he just ran over there or TARDIS in front of her or whatever, or even I thought kind of when he went away she was gonna hear that and like look around, but she didn't. But he does that. Ruby's back. He goes up and hugs her, and then he ends up, that's when he leaves and goes saves the lady with the tree. But when he gets back from that, he looks up at her like he's staring up at her apartment like, fuck, do I go on this journey? Do I get another companion? Do I maybe ruin another girl's life? Which is kind of interesting, because I thought the whole point of him and Donna before, like him having a life as the 14th Doctor, was to heal, to be okay with that, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, he wonders if he's the bad luck. The Mrs. Flood is kind of watching him, and then when Ruby comes down, points to the TARDIS and lets her go, and that's where Mrs. Flood talks to the neighbor and the TARDIS disappears and is like, oh, you've never seen a TARDIS before? And I have so many questions about who the fuck this lady is and what happened to her throughout this episode to make her like, oh yeah, I know TARDIS and shit. Yeah, like I'm so curious. I did really like though that we got another like a Ruby running around the TARDIS bigger on the inside kind of thing. I don't think she said that, but it was implied with her looking inside and running around and shit. That was pretty cool. But yeah, and then that's the episode. So the next season we have comes out in 2024. I don't think we have an actual date yet for that, but that's exciting. We got a trailer for that just yesterday as well, and the only thing I can really pick up from that to point out specifically is that Rose, Donna's daughter, is back in like a unit building. You see her being hugged and picked up, so that's exciting. I'm excited to see how they're going to use Donna's daughter and not bring up Donna, or at least not have Donna in the episode. That'll be really interesting, but I do think unit is a good way to do that. That kind of, I feel like that's an easy way. Oh yeah, she's at unit, she's hanging out there, maybe the Doctor and Donna are off on vacation or something, you know? So I'm really curious if we get any updates on 14th though through that. Alright, but that's gonna do it. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Check out my other Doctor Who videos I have on this channel, and we'll see you guys next time when Doctor Who starts again next year.